Hello, I am home today, like we all are, and I am baking. And I'm baking some rich blueberry muffins out of the Hood Basic Cookbook from the early 1930s. And I wanted to show you a couple of things. So I'm going to actually use my mini muffin pan, mini loaf pan, sorry. And I'm going to get all kindergarten-y on you in a minute. So when you order products from Pampered Chef, they come with instructions. Now, those of us who bake all the time and cook all the time, we think we know how to use a mini loaf pan. It should be self-explanatory. But I want to encourage you to read the instructions. Because a lot of times when people get our pans like this, I have the mini loaf pan, and I have the mini fluted cake pan, and I also have the mini pie pan. So a lot of people, when they receive this, they think that this is nonstick because of the way it looks. So this is not nonstick. And it tells you that in here, in the directions. It says, follow the directions for the recipe for greasing and flouring your pan. So that's what I've done. I've greased and I've floured my pan. And it also says not to go in the oven over 450 degrees, and it also tells you not to use the non-stick sprays because they'll create a sticky substance, and we don't want that because it doesn't come off. And it also says cool 5 minutes before you empty out your mini loaves. So I have floured and I put grease and flour in my pans. So I'm going to actually use mixed berries today. I've already got the dough started, the batter. You can't see me. I've already got the batter started. So I'm just going to mix in the berries. Let's see, this is triple berry. Wyman's. Imagine that. All right. Wild blueberries inside. Okay. So I think it's blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. So that's the kind of mini loaf I'm going to make today. These are already opened. I like to buy big bags like this, and then I let some thaw out, and then we put it over. David, didn't you open the? Oh, there it is. We like to let the berries thaw out, and then they create a beautiful syrup, and we put them over the yogurt. So I just buy vanilla yogurt. All right, come on. I know there's raspberries and blueberries in there somewhere. I just buy the vanilla yogurt, and it's just really good. So mixed berries. I'm gonna add a little bit more in there once I get that. Let's see. I probably should have cut up the blackberries a little bit, but that's all right. It's just us. Because look how big these blackberries are. I should probably cut those up. Those are huge. They'll be delicious anyway, right? So this rich blueberry recipe, it says to actually pour this into the muffin tin, but I'm pretty sure this is not going to pour. This is pretty thick. Can you see that? I'm asking you like you can answer me, right? So I am going to try. No, I'm not going to be able to break those up. So I'm not going to stir them too much because I would like to not have purple batter. So I'm going to use this is my medium scoop, and I'm just going to put it in the pan here. Scoop it in. And when it spreads out, the berries will spread out nicely. Let's see here. You don't need to see me. My face anyway. So I have my oven preheated to 375. I have 1 scoop in each one, so now I'm going to go back and put a second scoop in each one. Because in this mini muffin pan, you do fill them so they're 2/3 full. So maybe I'll do half one in each one. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. Just 1.5 scoops in each one. So the first time I made this recipe, it only calls for 1/2 cup of milk. The rich blueberry muffins call for 1/2 cup of milk. The regular blueberry muffins call for 3/4 cup of milk. So I follow the rich recipe, but I use 3/4 cup of milk because it's just so thick. And to be honest with you, just using that 1/2 cup of milk kind of scares me a little bit. I should probably make it and follow the recipe to see if the hood guys knew what they were doing back in 1934. Because, you know, sometimes these recipes, these cookbooks were probably, can you see the font in there? They were typeset. They might have been done by a typewriter. But I love these vintage cookbooks. Okay. So I'm just going to, once these bake, these are going to spread out a little bit, flatten down just fine. Actually, that's 2 big berries in one. I'm going to separate those. All right, I'll see you in a little bit when these are ready to come out of the oven. Am I back? Okay, I am back. So I took my mini loaves out of the oven. I want to show these to you. They turned out beautifully. I put a little bit of sugar on them before I put them in there, before I put them in the oven. So I'm going to just show you too. This is my stackable cooling rack. You can buy one, or there's a set of 2. So if you're baking a lot and you need more space to cool your cookies or whatever you're making, you can stack them, which is really, really handy, I think. I love mine. This is my first Pampered Chef purchase years ago when I lived in Texas and before I became a consultant. All right, so I wanted to, this is my mini nylon spatula that I got with my snack bar maker kit. So I'm just going to loosen the sides a little bit. You know, I floured and greased them. And I'm just going to go around the side of each mini loaf. These have been sitting out for a couple minutes. The instructions say you let it cool for 5 minutes before you remove them from the pan. So I'm just going down the side of each one. This is nice. Okay. Now this mini loaf pan cost $27. And I got mine for free. I didn't get it for free because I'm a Pampered Chef consultant. I got it for free because I hosted a party and I earned free product. And this is what I chose. This and a few other things. So I'm just going to flip these out. There. They all came out so nicely. And I'm just going to turn these over. Just give you a look. So this is the second time I'm using my mini loaf pan today. All right, so earlier today I made, no, I'm getting crumbs all over me. I made mini corn loaves. And I used my silicone prep bowls. These come in a set of 3. They come with lids. They're stackable. You can take this lid off. You can put number 2 inside, and you can put number 3 inside, and you can stack them that way. These are also microwavable, and you can put them in the oven up to 400 degrees, and you can put them in the freezer. And I have the lid on this because I still have some cornbread mix left. So I was going to use it extra in here because the cornbread batter made a little bit too much for my 8 mini loaves, but this blueberry was pretty perfect, so I'm going to have to come up with something else to do with that. These are $25 for a set of 3. So these are nice if you want to drizzle chocolate or whatever. You can put it in the microwave, and they're silicone, and you can just pour it. And so this was nice because I filled the corn batter in here, and then I just poured it into the mini loaf pan. All right, so I'm going to make something later too. I'm not sure what, but I'm going to put these in the freezer. I don't want it the mini loaf pan. One, they're just really nice, and they're a serving for one. And I really don't have a whole lot of self-control when I make a blueberry bread or something like that. I'll make a big hunk, but I'm going to put these in the freezer and I can take them out one at a time, and then I'll only have the one to eat. I'm not going to have the whole loaf. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.